What's up? It's your girl Kia. Happy Halloween. Happy Wednesday. As you can tell by the title, this is going to be a video talking about Meghan McCain and The View. For those of you who don't know, The View has trended 2 days in a row, which very rarely happens where they trend 2 days in a row. And of course, it's all centering around the Arizona princess, the entitled princess, the queen of nepotism, Meghan McCain. Um, she has no clue. I am not sure who her friends are. I don't know if her husband is just boosting her head up or what it is, but she has no self-awareness of what's going on around her. I get it. She most likely doesn't pay attention to all the comments on social media. I know if I was on that show, I wouldn't pay attention to the social media comments because it can really tear you down. But there have to be people in her circle, her manager, her agent, even the people at The View who are telling her, you need to listen to the question or listen to Whoopi so that you can know what's going on. Because sometimes, like the past 2 days, I feel like she's talking just to talk and she's not actually listening. And that's what makes her come off as a spoiled child. Meghan McCain's biggest issue is that she thinks she can relate to the average everyday American. You cannot. Megan, you don't relate to any of us, especially not the people you keep saying, well, in middle America, that's how they think. You have no idea how they think in middle America. You're just assuming because you are white and a Republican. You're assuming you know how they feel. You have no idea what they think. You have no idea what it's like to be in their shoes. You have no idea what it's like to be promised a factory job by Trump and then end up not getting that factory job because the factories never came back. Or to have Trump think he's bringing back coal mines and coal's coming back when coal's actually not coming back. There's you don't know, and she keeps saying she's speaking for them, but you grew up privileged. You grew up white and privileged. You married another white privileged person, and now you live this white privileged life where you were given a job on a major TV show. Women in media beg, plead, lie, steal, do whatever it takes to get jobs like what Meghan McCain had that was given to her. Given to her. She didn't earn that spot. It literally fell in her lap because of her father. And I almost feel like, please don't, this is going to sound so awful, but I also feel like this might have been some kind of dying wish for him from somebody at ABC because he wanted to make sure that his daughter, one, didn't have to rely on a man and would always be secure. And he probably also wanted her to get away from Fox News when all that drama was going on. I know that sounds messed up, but I really think that's what he was trying to do. So let's talk about the drama for the past 2 days. So yesterday's issue was that Meghan, well, actually all the ladies were talking over each other, which they're doing a lot lately, which is hard to hear everybody. You just hear a lot of that's all you hear. So Whoopi realizes this and tries to slow the conversation down. And she's like, well, we want to hear everybody's views. We don't want everybody talking over each other because when you talk over each other, no one can hear you and you can't get your view across. Meghan, like a teenage child, says, but it's the view. And Whoopi, like a grown woman, just like Joy Behar did a couple of months ago, Whoopi set up and said, well, let me tell you something about the view and adjusted her seat. And for the view, the people who are watching this video who are not black or brown, when your mom or auntie does that, it means you need to be quiet, extremely quiet. Don't move a muscle. Don't do anything that might get them to react like a wild animal in a cage. You just hope you can stay as still as possible until this moment is over. The other ladies realized that. They all were perfectly still. And even Sunny was like, okay, this could go really, really bad. But of course, Meghan, not realizing this and not having any self-awareness, just keeps kind of talking back. And then Whoopi, once again, like a mom, like, that's what I'm talking about. That right there is what I'm talking about. And they go to commercial. She trended all day yesterday about that because a lot of people making jokes about being a black woman and, not realizing when you're in trouble and all those kind of jokes. But in reality, it's Meghan McCain being a child and wanting to be the center of attention, but having nothing to say when that spotlight is actually on her. And it's a really sad thing when she just kind of spouts off these things. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what she's talking about sometimes, or she hasn't read the entire quote, or she won't let somebody finish. She just wants to get her point across. And a good portion of the time it's off topic, or it has nothing to do with anything, or it's about her. And everybody always makes these comments that, oh, she always is talking about herself or her dad or this and that, which again is not a good look for her because it seems like she has no experiences outside of her father. Oh yeah, that's it. She has no experiences outside of what she's experienced with her father. it's sad. I have experiences outside of my parent, and I know if she watched the video, she would say, "Well, my parent was famous and my parent was this." Yeah, there's a lot of famous children who have experiences outside of their parents. Perfect example. Will and Jada Smith's kids, those kids have completely separate lives and experiences outside of their parents they can talk about. Meghan doesn't seem to have those. All of her major experiences involve her dad. So when she talks about them, it's always, well, when my dad did this and I grew up around journalists and da 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 da. And it's like, oh, please stop. We don't care. So today, she once again trending on Twitter because she once again was acting like a child, and Cory Booker wouldn't stoop down to that level with her. She brought up a question about how they were going to do the gun buyback, which is a good question. Because again, as a Republican myself, I think that sounds ridiculous. If you guys ban these weapons, which they won't be able to do, if you ban these weapons, how are you supposed to force people to give them back? How does that happen? I mean, I get it. It's illegal if they have them, but you can't. I don't understand how this is supposed to work, but again, that's what they're talking about. And she says, well, how are you just going to go into my brother's house? And my first thought is, girl, why are you talking about your brother? It doesn't matter. It should be in general. Like, how are you getting these back from America? I know in her mind she thinks that personalizes it, but it doesn't. It makes you sound stupid because your brother is one person and your brother is also in the military. Mostly all of your brothers in the military. And I'm pretty sure if it became a law where they had to give the guns back, they would. And she also makes a comment about Beto O'Rourke saying something bad about her. And Cory makes a good point of maybe if you don't want anything bad said about you, you shouldn't then return it with something bad because it compounds each other. And of course, she gets very defensive. And Cory doesn't take the bait. He continues just to kind of make the same sentiment of, we're all in a very weird place. And I wish we can get to a more respectful place and this and that. The conversation wraps, and because Whoopi has to go to certain breaks so that advertisers can get their money in, because right now with the ratings they are, with Meghan McCain being an idiot, everybody's watching because she's the girl you love to hate. So advertisers are spending the money. So they have to get these advertisements in. So Whoopi says, no, Meghan, we're going to come right back to you. Just hold on there. We'll be right back. And instead of saying, yeah, I'm ready to ask my next question, whatever, she goes, no, we won't. It's fine. We won't. It's okay. We're not. No, we're not. And it's like, girl, it's a show. It's not a whole block of just you talking and asking questions. You have to go to break. Not every time are you going to get in exactly what you want to say. She was going to give you an opportunity. Why couldn't you just be the adult in the room and say, okay, I'll be it when I come right back? And that's what I'm talking about, where she has no self-awareness. And this is why a lot of people just fire her. And for the record, for anybody who's watching this video, they are not going to fire her. It's not going to happen. The ratings of this show are too good. Almost the days of when Rosie and Elizabeth Hasselbeck used to go back and forth. We're back to those days. So the advertisers are wanting those spots during the commercial break. And you all can sit here and say, oh, I'm not going to watch The View now because of Meghan. Yes, you are, because we all like watching a train wreck. And a lot of us feel guilty when we watch shows like Basketball Wives and we watch shows like Real Housewives or whatever city, county, area code, whatever. We feel bad about it. But this is a girl who's in politics. It's a smart show on a regular network. It's just her fault that she's making herself look stupid every day. I don't mind watching herself letting herself be stupid. I don't mind watching it. It's a great break during my long, long work day. On a completely different note, I do get annoyed and frustrated that there are no smart Republican women out there who are representing us. They're either Trump crazy or they don't have any real view and they're guessing what the views are of middle America and what people like me have to deal with. I have a unique experience. I am a Black Republican who is married to a blue collar guy whose job literally relies on how the economy is doing to survive. That's where we are. And I have a very unique experience and, my type, but I'm not white and I'm not famous. So nobody really asked for my view or my opinion. Even when I post those videos on my channel, it don't really get a lot of views. This doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it, but it just sucks when we have people like Tommy Lair and Candace Owens and Meghan McCain representing us as, young Republican women, because they don't really have any idea what's going on out here and what a lot of people are are dealing with. But that's a conversation for a whole other video. But I want to hear what you guys' thoughts are about Meghan McCain and the View and where the View's going. And honestly, who could replace her? Everybody keeps saying Anna Navarro, but Anna Navarro honestly has really drifted over into the Democratic side, not the Republican side. And maybe it could be because Trump's president, a lot of Republicans have lost their rabbit ass mind. It could be because of that. But I don't think she's a real Republican voice. I'm trying to think if anybody right now could kind of take Meghan's seat. And there's no one who is a strong Republican voice who's also not Trump crazy. They brought Abby on, but Abby changes with the weather. I don't know what her stance is half the time. She's trying to buck up a little bit because I think she realizes that her spot is in danger. So she's trying to be a little bit more aggressive. That actually started happening last Thursday or Friday. But she's not really the Republican voice. I think she just really wants to keep this job. So that's my opinion. So drop it in the comments to get the conversation started. Like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at Kia Shakur, or find me on Instagram at I am Kia Giovanni. Again, there's no political stuff or really entertainment stuff on Instagram. It's just pictures of me and my family and food. So, well, sorry. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.